I'm Brad Skiles. I'm in Warsaw, Indiana. And on the other side of my computer is Nasir, who's in Pakistan. Hello, Nasir. It's evening there. It is 8:20 in the morning here. What time is it there?
It's 5 past 21
Yeah,
p.m. It's evening time here in Pakistan. Yeah.
very good. So I want to give just a real quick summary of how we got in touch. I do a prayer page, a private prayer page on Facebook called the Nicely Prayer Page. And when I set that up, within about 60 days, I got a message from you asking to join the prayer page. And
Yes.
I wrote back and said, wait a minute, this is like an Indiana state representative. Why do you want to join? Do you remember what you said?
Yeah, I said I want to pray and learn things together with all of you.
Yeah. You said you wanted to pray and learn, and
Yes.
I could not hit my delete key. Okay. So I thought, well,
Yeah.
that's like the answer that is perfect, because I can tell you, I have probably ignored probably more than 24 people who wanted to do the same thing since you. So I think this is really a God thing that we got connected. And then what a lot of people don't know is since March of 2020, we've been connecting nearly every week, and usually for more than 2 hours a week. But if you do the math at 2 hours, that's 128 hours that we have built a relationship. So does that sound like a reasonable guess as to how much time we spent together?
I think, yeah, it's always a player that you always, I can see that lots of posts from you, lots of work you are doing. So getting a time for a meeting such like that and helping us, helping our ministry and giving us time, actually, it's always a great thing for us. And I think it's a godly work which all of us together doing, and it means a lot for our work and our ministry and the people to whom we serve.
Yeah. Okay. So this is definitely a Facebook kind of connection. If it wasn't for Facebook, we wouldn't know each other. And I have no plans, quite frankly, of probably ever meeting you this side of heaven. Who knows? But we have invested a good chunk of time together. And for the audience who don't know you very well, Nasir and his wife, Madiha, have a ministry to about 80 to 100 children and women in a particular village in Pakistan. They've done more than just one village, but that's their primary focus. So it includes a school, which is teaching children. These are, in America, dirt poor kids that would probably have their lives caught up in a brick kiln factory where they're making bricks. Is what their parents do. And Nasir had the vision of educating them. And now fast forward a couple years, and they have, through some really generous people in America, they have a computer lab where these children are learning computer skills that aren't even taught to most kids in college in Pakistan.
Exactly. Yeah.
So not only are they learning economics and they're learning to read and write, they're learning English, they're also learning about God. And so you have a Sunday school program that you teach. And through another connection, really through Facebook, a place here in Warsaw called Lakeland Child Evangelism Ministries helped you to understand how you could use 15 gospel films, and you've reached over 300 people showing films like that. You have probably 40 or 50 kids have come to Christ watching those films. And now what's happened, through really no request of yours, I didn't even know it existed, these people got together as a board and decided, let's buy for Nasir some discipleship material and Bible stories. So that's about all I know. And this webinar here is going to show us what you received. So you got a thumb drive, just like
Yes.
that has lots of lessons in it. And I'm going to ask you to switch over and share your screen and show us what you have seen as you downloaded that material onto your hard drive and are starting to familiarize yourself with what it is they sent you.
Yes.
So share your screen and show us some stuff.
Here it is. Got the thumb drive, and the folder name was BV Visual Bible, Visualized Bible. So I'm going to open it. So in this folder, you can see guide to the Visual Bible, memory verse, instructions, and some important note which they said, please read me. And then we can see two folders which shows the New Testament and Old Testament. So in New Testament, they have all the stories from the Bible, from New Testament, and each folder have a lots of. I have gone through it, and but I couldn't read each and everything. But I was finding out that how it can be helpful for us. So all these folders have explained each and everything very clearly, which can be easily explained to others and especially to children. And it has photographs, it has written material, and we also have Urdu translated stories. So I'm going to open one folder which can show us Urdu. I would also like to share that this Urdu translation was done in around 1972 or 82. So it's still going to be worked out, and let's see how it will. I don't know before how it was used in Pakistan, whether it was used or not. But this time it is really going to be a useful thing this time. So it has material like this. Yet turn to God from idols to serve the living and true God. So they have a Bible verse, and then it has a photo which can be print out, and it can be given to children to color these photographs, and then they have colored uh, photographs, I would say, which can also be, we can take color print out and give it to children, and they can copy it, and so how they can manage it to color these photographs, and it will help them to learn. And then small pictures, and then a bigger picture. Brad, are you able to see all these things?
Yes, we can see it fine. So my question is, this is both English and Urdu together on the same page. Is that what we're seeing?
Some of the things are not in Urdu and English. There are some few material which is in Urdu and in English also. Okay. Few things are only just in French, Portuguese, Spanish, but we will manage it to translate it for the children. and then we can work out with that. Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like, so you received a pretty extensive file that has other languages besides English
Yes.
and Urdu. Okay.
Yes.
Which most of those you have no need for, but
Yes.
it is very good that one of the languages that they use is Urdu, which is the language of Pakistan. You're part of Pakistan.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I'm just looking for a translated file.
Sure. Yeah.
In Urdu. Yeah. So. Yeah, here it is.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this file is in Urdu. The title says Bible की तस्वीरी कहानियाँ, which means a photocopy. Photographs. Bible stories in photographs, which says New Testament, Naya Hednama, Jild over the first copy, and then the title is Abdi Khuda, and it was the writer names is Musannaf Ruth B. Grace, and this was translated by Samsoon Khurshid. It also says that note ये किताब तस्वीरों की अंग्रेजी किताब द इंटरनल गॉड की उर्दू इबारत है, इसलिए इसे सिर्फ अंग्रेजी किताब की तस्वीरों के साथ इस्तेमाल करना चाहिए. This book is the picture book, the internal god. It's a Urdu translated book, so you have to use English book also for the photographs for the better understanding. So here you can see it was translated in 2082. Yeah, 1982. Sorry.
Yeah.
It was translated in 1982. You can see.
Okay, so I think we get an idea. A couple questions for you.
Yes. Yes.
Do most of the kids understand how to read what you just saw? I mean, what you just posted? Do they actually read Urdu?
Yes. Our national language is Urdu, and but most probably in village sites we used to, our mother tongue is Punjabi language, and most of the illiterate people who cannot read or write, they only understand Punjabi language mostly. Some of the words they can understand, but mostly they will understand Punjabi language.
Okay.
So national language. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, so obviously you're dealing with people who primarily do not read and write, probably. So my question is this like really, really helpful, or is it still an effort in a sense to use this material because you're dealing with people who don't read and write?
Yeah, we will need to have some extra effort for this, and but it is really very useful. Yeah, and the things which I have understood and read throughout yet, and I have understood that this is going to be a great learning for the children, and it will help us. Yeah.
Well, and something we've talked about before is if you can move children towards reading English, you may as well have them read things that are significant, right?
Yes.
So to have the option of taking this Bible material and using it to teach English is a really good thing. So let's try to think of this in terms of I call it a spectrum, but kind of if we thought of a horizontal line of development, the gospel films that you have, obviously people don't need to read and write to watch a movie, and hopefully they can understand the language when it's in Urdu. If that's not their, necessarily native tongue, they might be used to it. So that's an easy process of reaching people with information by using movies. And then it would appear like this material is further down the road, but it does give you the content that could be very helpful in discipling people. So do you see it differently? How do you expect to use this?
Yes, that's right. That showing a video and people can watch moving things and then performing people, and they get the message very easily. But with written material, it always it's hard to understand. But the way things they have explained through photographs and through the written material, which is in a easy way understandable, and I think it will make an impact on their lives. So we will need to have some extra efforts and to arrange and manage things accordingly. So we will try our best. So I hope you will see our efforts and our work when we will start this project among the children, and we will try to make photographs. We'll share videos and how we are going to present this, and this would be a learning for us as well, and I hope it will work. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe one last question, then we'll move on and wrap up. But this looks like it would be very helpful to print material out. So do you have a printer? Is that going to be an easy thing or a hard thing for you to print out lessons?
Yes, I think we can manage it. We don't have a colored printer. With black and white we can manage. Yeah, but if we have lots of copies, then it will we have to go to, because our printer is not like a good one, so it may not work like this. So we can just make one copy and then we can have a photocopy, go to photocopier, and then we can manage it. Yeah, but
Okay.
for the printer we have to think something, or we have to do something for this if we really need it.
So Nasir, we're going to post this on your Insider prayer page. You have an organization called
EACD, Education Awareness and Community.
There we go. I always think economics, but it's Education Awareness Community Development. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got about 25 or 30 people on that page. Not all of them are in the USA who understand what you're doing and are praying for you. What would you like to say to those people?
Well, we need, as always, we say, we need your prayers, and thank you for being a regular prayer group there for us, for praying us, for helping us, and supporting our work. And we always see that you guys care for us. You have a great determination, I think, would say, for our work, and you always see our photographs and appreciate our work. So we need your appreciations, we need your prayers, we need your support for this work, and we hope you will like our work when we will start this project in our village. So children will be able to learn Bible in a more better way, and they will understand and they will learn about Jesus' life. They will learn about God from the Old Testament and then New Testament. So it's going to be a new thing for them, which I don't think so have ever someone did in Pakistan. Maybe in other regions or in other provinces people are doing, but in this village or in this area, it, it haven't done before. So this is the first time we are going. We have this material uh, through you, uh, Brad Skiles, because you did lots of efforts for this, introducing Steve and Lakeland Ministry to us, and then we had a talk with them together, and now finally we have this. And thank you so much, and we need your prayers. So when we start this project, we can start as it is required and as it is needed to be done. Thank you.
Super. So let me maybe just conclude. There might be some people watching this that are not a part of that prayer page and are trying to figure out exactly what's going on. So perhaps through the YouTube channel, putting a comment out there, I would probably eventually see it, might be able to help guide you towards something. So we really kind of have an audience of perhaps three things. We have your core group, which we call the Insiders page. You also have a Facebook page that's more open to the public and doesn't have as much content, but lets people see what's going on. That would revolve around EACD. Do you know the actual homepage, what it's called on Facebook?
Yeah, it's education awareness and community development.
Okay, maybe I can post that. That's what I'll do. I'll post it on the YouTube section. Then we have a Nicely prayer page that has about 200 people. So maybe we'll post this there. We might get some people interested there. And then we just have anybody on YouTube could find this if they wanted to. But we have a lot of big things going on with you. There's a car project that we have about 65% of $25,000 raised. That's a huge, huge way that somebody could really have an investment for eternity in what you're doing, allowing you to not only get to the village better than a motorcycle with your hands full of audiovisual equipment, etc., but really expand and go to some other locations as well that you have contacts with. So that's kind of a big deal. But you also just need almost weekly $13 US money to put gas in your motorcycle right now for a round trip. And you're not doing that every week, but you'd like to do it at least twice a month. And we've gone through several months here where you just have run out of money, and some people have helped towards that. So that's really good. But I would just challenge anybody that if you have an awareness that Facebook is, let's say, some evil organization that's taking over the world and censoring us, etc., there's also stuff like this going on, where there's very significant ways that God is using Facebook, and we're using the technology that, quite frankly, can be very evil for God's kingdom and building God's kingdom. And that's the relationship we have here. So if you found us somehow and you've watched this and you're still with us, I would just say, jump in. This is a really unique relationship. And we have some accountability contacts, not only in this area, but also you have some relatives that are with you. And we have really the bishop in your diocese, although you're evangelical, there's a connection here to an organization that also monitors what you're doing financially. All right, so how about if I close this in prayer and we'll wrap this up?
Yes.
So Lord, thank you so much for using your Spirit to lead us into contact with each other. We thank you that you are building your church. And as you said, the gates of hell will not stop it. And we live today in technology that allows us to have input, to have a ministry in a country that as Americans, we would probably never have the opportunity to do what Nasir is doing. We certainly wouldn't be able to do it as cost effectively. And so we thank you for putting us together, for enabling that to happen, for the relationship that's been growing. We thank you for these people, various people who've given money, but we think particularly of Lakeland Child Evangelism Ministries that has a very substantial presence right now in Pakistan because of what they've done over a number of years, laying the groundwork for what Nasir is doing today. Thank you for this gift. Help him to be able to understand how to use it. There's so much content here. He hasn't even had it a week. So just open his eyes to why you have given him this material and how it fits in to what you're trying to accomplish in his life and Madiha's life, in the village, and these people that you've put on his heart. And so we just commit this to you. We ask this in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
All right, my friend, we're going to
Bye.
sign off, and you have a good weekend.
You too.
Okay.